Hello friends, my name is Anna Morvin. Today I want to show you how to knit a hood, a seamless hood from bottom up. I will show it to you step by step from finishing your yoke and till the button band. This is example of such a hood. This is my recent design. When it will be released, I will attach the link to the bottom. So, this is a wide, deep hood. Look at it. Which will hold the air around your head and will warm you up. And you can easily wear any hat under this hood. So I find it very functional. So let's start. Here's the mini version of the yoke. Not of the whole yoke, but of the finishing part. So to begin the button band, we need to bind off several stitches in the center of your front. You should put the markers for this center section somewhere on the body, because then when you finish the body and you add sleeves, so it could be difficult to figure out where is exactly the center of your front. So I marked these 3 stitches for a band. And let's do it. So you should bind off stitches for button band somewhere when 3/4 of your yoke has been knitted already. So let's go to the stitches. You can remove the markers. So binding off in traditional way. I will attach the link on the top and in the caption. 1, 2, 3. And then you are continuing to work your yoke till the end, till the neck. So the neck will be our hood width. Also, we should consider that when we knit in the round, our gauge is tighter. The hood will be worked flat and the gauge will be wider, and I would recommend you to make two swatches, one for knitting in the round and one for knitting flat, so you would be sure what results you will get. Excuse me. So there was the beginning of the round here, but we casted off some stitches, so the beginning of the round will be different from now. So this will be the beginning of the round from now. And we need to continue working our yoke further, but knitting it flat. Knitting it flat. I always make selvage stitches when I knit flat. I prefer chain selvage stitches. They look pretty neat. And it's easier to pick up stitches from such edge. So you continue to work your yoke and you finish, and then I will come back to you a bit later. So I draw such schematic. Here we have A. It's all stitches of hood plus bind off stitches. This section, yeah? Divided on two. It will be our width of our hood. It will be equal if we will lay it like this, or we will put it on the side. This part, this is the width. Then, then there is B. It's the width of button band. Yeah. The width of button band should be equal to the width of section of bind off stitches, by the way, of bound off stitches. Yeah. Then there is two C's, yeah? They are equal. C's are stitches in center section that I will show you like in a bit. Stitches in central section divided on 2 and multiplied on gauge of your stitches in centimeters. That's how I do it. We usually have gauge measured in 10 centimeters. So for example, in 10 centimeters we have 20 stitches. Then we need to figure out how many centimeters is taking one stitch. So we divide 10 on 20 and we are getting the width of one stitch. So these C sections, these are stitches in center of the hood divided on 2 and multiplied on gauge of your stitches in centimeters. Talking about dividing, the hood is worked flat, obviously, and it is formed with short rows. First they come shorter, then they come longer. And we need to divide the amount of our stitches on needles on 3. Usually it should be equal parts. I have 33 stitches here, so I divided it 3 on 11. 11, 11, and here is 11 on the back. This is the central part which I'm talking about over here. Then there is 2 D's. They also are equal. They are the sides of a triangular. This triangle is formed by short rows. So this line is formed by working short rows. First we were making them shorter, yes, look, shorter, and then we will make them wider. And these are 2 directions of stitches. Here they go upwards and then they turn due to short rows technique. They turn and here they go horizontal. So this D is equals all amount of short rows multiplied on gauge of 1 row in centimeters. All short rows, its amount of side section multiplied on 2. Let me edit. All short rows equals stitches in side section multiplied on 2. Then we can figure out the depth of our hood. The depth will be longer than the width. Yeah, trying to show it. So this is narrower than this part. So the depth, it's E. The depth is C plus D and plus B. Then we need to figure out the length of our future hood. So there is F. F is the length of hood without short rows or before short rows. We can make it whatever we want, based on all those dimensions. So we, having the amount of stitches on our needles, we can regulate and we can figure out all this. So we can predict how long will be our hood, and we need to do all this to make a good fitted hood, or you can just follow your knitting instructions. So the length of our hood, it's the length before or without short rows plus D and plus C. Here we go. So now I'm going to work some centimeters of my mini hood without any changes. See you right back. Here I have added rows for hood before the short rows, and actually I'm beginning to make in short rows. So the first part of short rows will make long rows shorter till all the stitches on side sections would be wrapped. I will use wrap and turn method. The link will be up there and down there in the captions. Oh, what am I having here, dear? So this is the last stitch. I'm going to wrap it. And now I purl the whole row till one stitch will be left. Here's the last stitch. Then the next row, the next right side row. Yeah, we begin the short rows always on the right side. So we need to work till one stitch is left before last wrapped stitch. Here it is. Wrapping it, turning the work, and working on the wrong side, purling it till one stitch is left before the wrapped stitch, the closest to us. Here's the closest wrap stitch, so we need to wrap this one. Turn the work and continue in such a manner till all the stitches on side sections will be wrapped. See you soon. So I wrapped the stitches on the sides. By the way, you can regulate the depth of your hood by wrapping not every stitch, but every other stitch, for example, or every 2 stitches. It depends on what you want. So I finished wrapping stitches on the wrong side. It's always even amount of rows. So I'm working through the central section. We don't make anything with it. Then I am resolving wrapped stitches. How to correctly resolve wrapped stitches, once again in that video that I recommended you a bit earlier. Side stitches are always weird. Turn it to the wrong side of our work and purl it to the next section of wrapped stitches. Side part. Here goes central part. Picking up all those wraps. We resolved all the wrap stitches from wrong side as well as from the right side. Hood already has started to be shaped. Now we need to make another portion of short rows, and this time we will make them longer and longer. So the first row we are working through the first side section, and then the central section, to the second marker, slipping it, and we start to do short rows. We start to wrap stitches from the very first. Turn your work, slip marker, purl till the next marker, slip it and wrap another stitch just after the marker. Turn your work, work the central part, slip in marker, and now this wrapped stitch we work it with its wrap, and we are wrapping the next one. On the wrong side, purl in to the next one, wrapped stitch, it was the central section, then this is the wrapped stitch. We're picking it up. Where is it? No, here. Picking it up, purling it together, and wrapping the next stitch. And working in such a manner till all the stitches on both sections would be wrapped. Once again, you can regulate the depth of your hood by wrapping not every stitch but every other or every 2 stitches. But also you need to make the equal amount of short rows in the first part and in the second part. So do your short rows, making them longer and longer till the last one stitch would be wrapped, and see you soon. I made all this, I wrapped every stitch till the end, and now only first and last stitches are being wrapped. Now I need to make one full row on the right side and resolve this wrap, and then one full side on the wrong side, one full row on the wrong side to resolve this stitch. Let's do it and see you. As you see, the hood is shaped, nice, deep and round. Let's make the edging, the ribbon that will be our button band. So you're taking your fabric as your last wrong side row was going, and we need to cast on stitches from this edge. It was rows without before the short rows, and it was back and forth rows of the yoke. So we need to take this whole amount of rows and minus from it 15.5%. I kind of figured out such such numbers. So from this, I have 10 rows here. From these 10 rows, I should pick up 8.5, or I would pick up 8 stitches. So I should skip every 5th stitch. I will help myself with a hook. I usually take a little smaller hook, and for picking up stitches I prefer hooks without handles. In a moment I will show you why. Every such braid equals 2 rows. So we need to pick up stitches on both loops of this edge stitch. So here goes the first one. 1, 2, and then having something weird here, so sorry guys. 3, 4, and then 5th we will skip, and then 1, 2, 3, and here is the last one, 4. And then I just slip those stitches from other edge of my hook to my needle. Turn your work. Then there is a right side. These picked up stitches turn out from the right side purl stitches, but I think we can neglect this. So we should purl till the end of the stitches we have on our needles. That's all, we ran out of stitches, but there is still the space. So we're taking our hook and picking up another 8 stitches. And now we need to pick up 8 stitches from other side. Transferring them to the needle. So this is the end of the row. Then we start to make a ribbon for our hood. I propose regular one-on-one ribbon. Also, we should consider how many rows we will put into a ribbon. So this amount of rows will cover this, yeah, and then we should make buttonholes approximately in the middle of the button band. Okay, so it was 3 stitches. I think it will be 4 rows button band. Yeah, if it's 4, so I will start my buttonholes on the 2nd row. Finish this row on the wrong side and see you soon. Buttonholes should be made on the left side of your hood, of your button band. You should decide for yourself how many buttons are you going to place on your button band. Then you need to figure out the distance between them. I propose 2-3 centimeters. Then you need to decide to figure out how many stitches will fit for a buttonhole for your chosen button. So how I am doing this? I am placing the button over my knitting, and look how many full stitches it covers. So it covers 3 full stitches. So I will make 3 stitches buttonholes. Like after first 4 stitches, I am marking it like this, so I will not get lost. And then after another 4 stitches. It is, for example, because this is a mini hood and maybe the second button is not needed here, but we will keep it. So you continue to knit your ribbon one-on-one till you will meet your first marker. Here it goes. By the way, there is a special video how to make such kind of buttonholes. It's up there and it's down in the captions. So delete the marker, bind off 3 stitches in pattern, continue working as your pattern flows. There is the second marker, removing it, bind off stitches on pattern, and finish your row. Then on the next row after this, you are working your pattern. Then there is section of bind of stitches, so it was 3 stitches. We are casting on with backwards loop cast on. 1, 2, 3. Continue working in pattern. Cast on, sorry, another 3 stitches. And finish the row. Finish this row and start the row on the wrong side and approach to these cast on stitches, and I will see you there. So we approached the place with the cast on stitches. Continue working your pattern. The last was knit stitch, so the next one is purl 1, knit, purl, and here goes knit, and the second part of cast on stitches. The last one was purl, so this one is knit, this one is purl, this one is knit, next one is purl. It was the 3rd row of our button band. Yeah, let's knit one more row. I worked one more round. It's enough for covering this bind of edge. Now bind off your stitches in pattern, link up there and in bio, and see you. So I bound off my stitches. Here is my buttonholes. Now I need to sew up this first in this bind of edge, and then this is over it. So the flap, the side with the buttonholes, should be over another side over here. I will not do it right now. Yeah, like this. You see, this is over. So that's what I wanted to tell you, to show you. Thanks for your patience. Thanks for watching me. Follow my channel. Follow me on social media, on Ravelry. Maybe there will be something interesting for you. I wish you a great day. Goodbye.